Hey everybody, Ken. From the 215 It's Kid Rock and Race, bringing you another edition of Wcc Rockers, and tonight it is a very special edition because we have the all-independent show. This is our one show of the month where we dedicate ourselves to independent professional wrestling, and on the line right now I have two of the people who are actually part of some shows that I'll be covering throughout the course of the night. First of all, we have Billy Blaze from Vendetta Pro Wrestling. Billy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. And, of course, I should properly introduce you. You are the reigning Vendetta Pro Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, and I noticed that your show is called Ring Rockers, so what better way than to have the Rock of Love, Billy Blaze, on your show?
All right. And, of course, I also have my man Big John from Covey Pro. John, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic tonight. Fantastic, Reese. How you doing?
All right. I'm doing
great.
Yeah, actually, I'm doing good. I'm a little chaotic because, like I said, we have a lot of events to cover this week. But I'm just going to jump around real quick, and let's start with Billy. We got the Apex Pro Vendetta Pro versus coming up this Saturday, and yeah, can you tell us how this all came about?
Yeah, well, Vendetta Pro, I mean, we're not, we're one of the top companies in the West Coast, and, we're just trying to get our name down more southern than where we run, so one of our fellow wrestlers and Vendetta Vixens, Tara Calloway, and a guy named Vintage Dragon, both run Apex Pro. And they thought about maybe doing some kind of some kind of show, like a versus show, us versus them. So that's just how it came about. A little friendly competition, and the powers to be in Vendetta Pro. I mean, I help out and all that stuff, of course, but like Joseph Duncan, which is one of our guys that's matchmakers and whatnot. But either way, we set it up, and now it's the reality. This Saturday, basically every match is Vendetta Pro versus Apex Pro. We're going to keep score, and basically at the end of the night, there's going to be one winner, hopefully, So.
All right. Well, let's run down some of the action right here. Of course, we got a big 10-man tag, and of course, Team Vendetta, led by yourself, and you also have Eric Watts, the Ballard brothers, and Mike Menace, competing against Team Apex, led by their heavyweight champion, SoCal Crazy, Willie Mack, the Von Dooms, and Cedric the Hitman.
Yeah, here's the good news real quick is because of, we try to work with other independent promotions to make everything work and everybody be able to work all shows as much as they can. So Willie Mack is actually not in that match no more. Ryan Taylor got put in that match. Ryan Taylor is pretty awesome. He's part of PWG and EWF and stuff. And Willie Mack took his place. So when you read down the rest of the card, you'll see what kind of match that is. That's pretty awesome, what match he got put into.
So Willie Mack's now going to be in the triple threat with B-Boy and Cholo.
Yes, he is, and that's a match of the year candidate. It hasn't even happened yet,
Yeah, I could tell you because I'm very familiar with the B-Boy being over here on the East Coast as well, because I see him on the East Coast when he used to be in combat zone. So I want to tell you that's going to actually be one hell of a match. And and then let's not forget we also have 6-man tag team action with Jacob Diaz, Jacob Terrasso, and Mondo Vegas taking on Ricky Ruffin, JJ Steele, and Sexy Chino.
Yeah, that should, all 6-mans are pretty fun to watch. A lot of those guys are young and up and coming wrestlers, so should be pretty decent. I had Ricky Ruffins from the Vendetta Pro Wrestling Training Academy. JJ Steele's is his tag team partner. They're called Rhythm and Moves. And JJ Steele used to train at OVW back in a couple years ago, and so it should be pretty fun. Sexy Chino, there's not much more to say about Sexy Chino besides he's a dancing machine. That's all. So we have our work cut out for us. Jacob Terrasso's a young up-and-coming star. Mondo Vega, same thing. And plus, Jacob Diaz has been around for 8-9 years. He's one of the top West Coast wrestlers, believe it or not. So
Yeah, and then going on, we actually have championship action. Now, this is actually going to be for the Apex Pro Tag Team titles. The Suburban Commandos, the Apex champions, defending against Vendetta Pro's Creep Show.
Yeah, like, again, it goes back. If you know the Commandos, man, that match is going to be stiff. You know, Commandos are pretty awesome. They're one of the top tag teams in the West Coast. Creep Show's making their way, you know, making their names for themselves. Sledge, he was one of the 30 guys that got chosen to go to the WWE tryouts about a month ago. JD Horror, I don't know if you've heard about him, but he's into the deathmatch scene. He just defeated Necro Butcher at the Slave of the Deathmatch in Colorado, so they can hold their own, and it's gonna be pretty crazy seeing them all together. So hopefully we get the tag title, so that'd be pretty cool to bring to our gym.
All right, and next up we got the ladies in action. We got Vera Tarek, Kenna Vera, and Tara Calloway taking on Reeves and Hudson Envy.
Yeah, again, all four of them wrestle for Vendetta Pro, but also Apex, you know, and Tara's making her return. She's been injured for about, I think, 6 months or so, 7 months. She's making a return to the ring, and she's teaming up with Katana Vera. Katana Vera is no stranger to SoCal women's scene, you know. Hudson Envy, if you know anything about Hudson Envy and Ray's is hungry, and she's young, and she's training at Santino Brothers Academy in SoCal. Ran by Joey Chaos and them over there. Hudson Envy just won the Luna Vachon tribute battle royal. You know, we do it once a year. It's called the Lunacy Cup. She just won that. She's crazy, and we're glad that she's on the Vendetta side.
All right, and then of course we also have Apex's Peter Avalon going up against Vendetta Pro's Tyler Bateman.
That match is going to probably be one of the show stealers right there. Tyler Bateman is we're very underrated when it comes to, you know, wrestling. So is Peter Avalon. You know, he wrestles for PWG and pretty much all of the SoCal companies. I think he's like one half of the NWA tag team champions. I think NWA, or I think they call it Championship in Hollywood nowadays, you know, with Ray Rosas. So it's pretty awesome.
Right.
Should be a good show. $10, I think, for adults. $3 for kids. I mean, really, that's cheaper than a movie, you know. So.
Yeah, that's great. And we should also mention that we also have Freddie Bravo going one-on-one with Tsunami.
Yeah, Tsunami is one of our young guys, and it's funny I say that because he's been wrestling 10 years, but he started with us when he was 15. What's up with that? He started when he was 15, and you know, he's still doing it. So, Freddie Bravo, he's making a name for himself in Oregon and in California. So, we'll see you on that one too.
All right. And of course, we talked about now the triple threat match. His nail was originally supposed to be Ryan Taylor representing Apex against Vendetta's Cholo and B-Boy, but now, as you just told us, Willie Mack will now be in that match representing Apex.
Yeah, and I also heard it's going to be for the Trife. Little Cholo is our Triforce champion. So basically, it's one of our custom titles. It's a three-way. You know, it's basically a three-way belt, and he's going to put it up on the line against B-Boy and Willie Mack. So that should be pretty amazing. All
right. Well, that right there was the entire card. Remember, it's both Apex Pro Wrestling and Vendetta Pro Wrestling. The name of the show is Versus. You can check it out at the Poppy Pineda Dome, 7962 Salt Lake Avenue, Huntington Park, California, 90255. 6 p.m. bell time. And as Billy mentioned, the tickets are $10 for adults, and kids over 5, your tickets are for $3. And to check both of these companies out, you can check out Apex Pro on Twitter at @TheApexPro, and Vendetta Pro Wrestling. You can check them out on Twitter at Vendetta Pro, or you can check them online, VendettaProWrestling.com. All right, and
we appreciate it. Hey, Reese, I had a question. Are we gonna? Since we have, another gentleman there plugging the show, can we actually, can I stay on and maybe plug our show the following weekend with the Zombie Festival that we're doing?
Yeah, but, please, man. Are you kidding? everybody's always welcome to come back any and every week that we're doing the show, man.
Oh, is it a weekly thing?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, if you can have me back, we got a big thing going on with in October and November where we're doing a show with Bruce Lee, where I see if you remember him from the Last Dragon movie.
Yeah.
If you can, we'll keep in touch. Is that all you need from me for this week?
Yes, matter of fact, thanks a lot, and thanks a lot, Billy. And matter of fact, I'll tell you what. Also, could you let us know some of the results of Apex and how things will go down?
Yeah, for sure. I'll get something to do that for sure.
All right, thanks a lot, Rob.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, and Big John, what's going on at Covey Pro?
Well, what's going on in Covey Pro? I'll tell you what. This past Saturday, we had our Night of Champions event. Regretfully, my title was I lost my title to Louis G. Rich, but come November 9th, I do have a title rematch against him in Frederick, Maryland, at the William Talley Rec Center. We're looking for this to be a big show. This is our Veterans Day weekend extravaganza. We're proud supporters of the Wounded Warriors, and I'm looking forward to getting my belt back.
All right.
And also, yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to address 601. How you doing?
Doing all right. This is Philip Cersei.
Yeah. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Well, I'm going to get to you real quick, and John, I'm going to throw it back to you. Can you finish up about what's going on with Covey Pro?
All right, great. Also at the Night of Champions last week or this past weekend, we had a changing hands in the tag belts. We got Rockin' and Rollin'. Big Mr. C and Trevor Allen are the tag team title holders, and they won in the brutal table, ladders, and chairs match. They're going to be defending their titles this coming up on November 9th. We had a successful title defense for Bazooka Joe against Kyle Craven, and Bazooka Joe will be facing a new opponent coming up in November. Most of our card is not set yet, and I just know that I'm really looking forward to my bout against Louis G. Rich. He's the bad boy out of Baltimore, and we had a real good fight on Saturday, and we're looking for November 9th to be even better.
Sure. And
yeah.
Also, your and plus part of this will be for the Wounded Warrior Project, as you mentioned. Can you tell people that aren't familiar with that what Wounded Warrior Project is?
The Wounded Warrior Project is I believe it's nationwide. It's a service that helps wounded warriors who come back, make sure that they get the things that they need to continue to move forward in their life, and also help their families as well, coping with the wounded warriors. This is a very hard undertaking to be a caregiver, but our troops are, right now they're the bravest guys in the world right now, as far as I'm concerned. They're out there on the front line. When they do get wounded, they come back, and this is the Wounded Warrior Project is something that is an organization that helps the wounded warriors fit back into society.
All right, and let's see. Actually, I wanted to post one extra thing that admission for this will actually be free for all current active military, for any veterans and wounded warriors with proper VA or ID, correct?
Absolutely. Active duty military gets in free, so do the retired military, and any wounded warriors are welcome to come to our show, and with the proper ID they get in free as well. We have their families at a discounted rate of $12 a ticket. Then we have our general admissions ticket of $15 and front row seats at $20. and we're just looking to sell out the rec center that we'll be wrestling in. Again, it's the William Talley Rec Center right on beautiful Baker Park in downtown Frederick at 121 North Bent Street. And we're looking forward to a fantastic crowd. Around in this area of the country, we do have a lot of military. So, guys, if you're listening, come on out and enjoy the show.
All right. Thanks a lot, Johnny. And as I did, John, can you stick on the line for a bit? Because I actually got a topic we want to get into later, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, Philip.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now, let's see. What do you have here? Are you independent Sunday night?
Yes, sir. Tell you about matches that are happening. Christian Ling will face Hokie Tong, and then you have Kim Storm from TCW will be facing Trey Williams. Let's see. Also, Wardell Walker versus Andy Dalton. But the night before, they'll be in Monroe, and Wardell will be facing Steve Anthony. And if Wardell is victorious, then Wardell and Andy will face off for the BIW Southern title. Also, legendary Memphis Continental wrestler Pork Chop Cash will be there to sign autographs. You got Claudia Stoley will be facing Paige Turner. Also, owner of TCW, Matt Riviera, will have a mystery opponent. And our main event will be John Saxon and Steve Anthony. And if Steve Anthony wins, it'll be for the BIW heavyweight title.
All right. And, of course, now you'll be there, but now you won't be there in a announcing capacity, but you will be in attendance at this card, I understood.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right, and real quickly, just for the record, this will be at the Lincoln County Multipurpose Center in Brookhaven, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Doors open. Doors open at 2.
No, go ahead.
Doors open at 2 and bell time at 3.
All right. And just so everybody knows, that is for, as Philip mentioned, Bayou Independent Wrestling. The name of the event is called Showdown, and that will be this Sunday, October 20th. And, again, that will be at the Lincoln County Multipurpose Center, 1096 Beltline Drive Northeast in Brookhaven, Mississippi, 39601. All right, and like I said, as you mentioned, doors will be open at 2, bell will be 3. And let's just get into it because I actually had a topic I wanted to get into. Now, one of the things I've always noticed about independent wrestling is that, and we kind of got into this with our last indie show, but yeah, do you guys feel like that like indie companies don't always take, or at least those who are in a position to do it, don't take advantage of how to promote themselves?
I believe so, because there's too many times I've seen people not really worry about that, because there's been pretty much people that flat out said, I'm not going to the big leagues, I'm not going to Connecticut, so why bother trying, or something like that. And to me, that kind of just rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, I mean, just doesn't make sense to me. So,
yeah, because I always noticed, like, one of the things that they always do is that I always notice they either never put the correct information on, or they don't put complete information on it, and it's just like, or they don't take advantage of how all of their, with social media and everything, like, how to put everything on it. It's just like, you know what, if you have a way to contact people, like, yeah, take advantage of it.
Oh, absolutely. Thing is, I've seen too many times where people have flat out just promoted on Facebook or hung a few flyers and thought they were going to get a big crowd. But no, you got to get your word out there. The thing is, you can have, let me see, if it would have happened, Stone Cold or something like that show up at your show, but if nobody knows he's there, they're not going to show. So the thing is, you got to get your word out there, get on radio, get on any type of media that you can, and get the most media attention that you can.
Yeah, and it was just like just like one of the things I always realized was that when you do shows, it's like you'll either you don't put anything out there, especially like if on YouTube, because it's like, let's say somebody wants to look up your company because they're not familiar with your wrestlers. It's like one of the things I've always had an issue was like, I don't know whose face is heel or whatever, and it's like most of the time, and like even though I try to like find out who's who, I'm like not familiar with most of the wrestlers there.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, yeah. Like I said, you gotta get yourself out there where people know who you are, and if you don't, then you can be as great as you can in the ring, but if nobody knows you, then it's kind of pointless. So.
Yeah, and just like and then like when you do go on, it's like then when you do go on, it's like I get to talk to like most of these guys after, and it's just like I always feel like I see the wrestlers promoting themselves, but it's like I understand they got to do it too, but it's like, well, your company should have been doing that first.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of the problem is companies start getting lazy, and half the time we have somebody else try to do all the promoting for you. And I hate when that happens. It just shows a lot of laziness, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then another topic I also thought of, like when we're on the indie scene, is like when you put on a show, it's like you want to do your best to make it look presentable. And I was like, what's your idea of when you're doing a show for Covey?
Well, for me, of course, he's not going to be able to afford everything WWE and all of them have. But if you're just like in the middle of a 100-year-old building and it's barely been decorated or anything, and just and I've seen some shows not even have entrance music, and it is not right. And my opinion is just make it look nice. Make it look different from other companies, because you'll see half the time 2 or 3 companies will be working together and they'll use the same ring, same setup, and all this. And then to add on to that, using the same roster half the time too. And the thing is, my opinion, you got to ask yourself, what makes my promotion different from all the others? If it's the same thing as over here, just in a different town, then there's really no difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then and it's just like it's just like one of the extra things I always noticed is that because not only do you want to have like your ring looking thing, but you also want to make sure that you have whatever you can do for your wrestlers too, because you also want them to like. Yeah, now granted, like we're not going to all come out there looking like WWE or TNA stars, but at the same time, you want to come out there looking like, okay, we just didn't pick some guy up off the street or whatever.
Oh God, that is a huge problem. Not just in one place; it's all over the place. But I've seen it enough where I've seen some guys that look in worse shape than I do, and they're in the ring, and the guys, they think that it don't matter, and the audience doesn't really care what you look like. But the fact is, I've sat in the crowd and listened to people, and they were talking about, oh my God, he is so out of shape. How is he doing that? And it's one of those things, they think they're not looking, but believe me, they are.
Right, and may I say something on this, Reese?
Oh no, go on.
Yeah, and I agree with whoever was just talking there. But one of the things that a lot of people overlook is that most of the independent wrestlers have another, have a shoot job that they go to that captivates, 8 to 12 hours or 14 hours a day out of their life. And it is hard to get in workouts, but if you really want to do this or be involved with this sport, you got to at least make sure your cardio is up, and then everything else falls into place.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to get like opinions on this. Was there situations that either of you've been in where it's like, okay, you have your 9-to-5 job, but then, maybe you were booked to work that Friday or that Saturday or whatever, and it was like, you probably had to go straight from your job and probably switch into your wrestling gear. Like, has that ever happened? Well, I'm sure it has, but.
Well, for me, the funny thing is that, when I was a trainee, I used to come down every Friday night for training and so forth, and that's what I would do. I would do my 14-hour day at my shoot job, get in the car, drive an hour and a half, get out, and I'm there for training, and then work out as much, just do the 2 to 3 to 4 hour training class, get back in the car, drive home, then that was the end of my day. Then I had to go back on Saturday for the events. It happens, but you know what? If you're excited about doing what you're doing, then it's not going to matter. You do what you got to do. If this is something that you want to do, then, everybody's got choices, and it's about the choices you make. And that's my opinion.
Oh yeah, that's. I've had many people say that too, and I definitely understand it because one of the things they tell you, first off and first hand, don't make excuses. You got to fit in your schedule or something. And if you don't, then it's going to be a problem, and you're going to see it when you get in the ring. So
right. Right. So basically, yeah, and that's exactly what I was told too. You get into it what you put out of it. What you get out of it what you put into it. So if if this is what you want to do, then it doesn't matter what else you're doing. You come down and you do this, and you be on your A game.
All right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys.
Right?
Well, I'm going to take. All right, well, guys, if you don't mind, I wanted to do a couple of. Just to keep things fresher a little bit, but I'll give you a little chance to have more to talk about. But do you mind if I do a little event promo while I do a couple of event promos while we're on a
Sure.
little bit of a break here? But first of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is, like I said, WCC Ring Rockers all-independent show. I have had the pleasure of Big John Green calling from Cubby Pro Wrestling, and also have Philip Cersei coming up here, independent ring announcer and commentator, and he's just calling to promote for, on behalf, I should say, of Bayou Independent although he will not be attending. And also have a few events that we're going to talk about throughout the course of the wrestling weekend, because, as we always say, we want you to support and defend your local independent wrestling federations. And we've got a few events coming up for Friday, starting with Real Pro Wrestling Federation's Trick or Beat. They will be coming at you from Big Wheel Roller Skating Center, 3226 North 5th Street in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, 18301. Doors open at 5:30 for a meet and greet, and then there will be a 7:30 bell time for this event. Tickets are $15 for adults. Kids 5 to 12, your tickets are worth $10. And in action for the Real Pro Heavyweight Championship, former ECW and WWE superstar Justin Credible will take on former TNA and Combat Zone superstar Sanjay Dutt. Real Pro Cruiserweight Champion, the Radical One Ralph Heckenbottom, will also be in action, as well as former WWE superstar, the Boogeyman, former ECW superstar, the Rock and Rebel, and WWE Hall of Famer Sonny will be guest refereeing in action. But don't forget, during this event, there will also be an in-ring costume contest for all ages, so you guys can check that out. And you can come and support Miss Patient herself, Penny Guest, through her Tricky Tray table. Remember, that's Real Pro Wrestling Federation Trick or Beat, Friday, October 18th, from Big Wheel Roller Skating Center, 3226 North 5th Street, East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, 18301. Also this Friday, Impact Championship Wrestling presents Halloween Hell Night 2013 from the Queensboro Elks Lodge, 8220 Queens Boulevard, Elmhurst, New York, 11373. Doors open at 7 and bell times 8 p.m. Tickets are $20 general admission, $40 front row. In action, the notorious 187 himself, Homicide, will defend the ICW title against a mystery opponent. In singles action, the Greek God Papadon will go one-on-one with Jorge Santi. In a triple threat match for the ICW Tag Team title, the Amazing Red and the Cold-Hearted Player, Denny DeMonto, will defend the titles against Maverick and Plasma, the team of the Premier Athlete Anthony Neese and Trent Beretta. And they'll also be competing against the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. In tag team action, the Adrenaline Express will take on the Hit Squad. The Cuban Crippler, Ricky Reyes, will be in singles action against Apollyon. Kai Katana will go one-on-one with the Grim Reaper. Brian Axel will take on Jigsaw in singles action. And Drew Blood will be going one-on-one with the Juice JT Dunn. Also, there will be appearances by X-Pac, the full-blooded Italian Little Guido Maritano, wrestling's favorite teacher, former WWE and ECW star Matt Stryker, former WWE Tag Team Champion Mike Mondo, who you guys know as Mikey from the Spirit Squad. The Circle of Disrespect will be there, as well as Larry Legend, the Caveman, and a full Clucking Show the Chicken. To learn more about Impact Championship Wrestling, you can follow them at ICWZone.com or follow them on Twitter at ICWPresent. It's Impact Championship Wrestling's Halloween Hell Night 2013, Friday, October 18th from the Queensboro Elks Lodge, 8220 Queens Boulevard, Elmhurst, New York, 11373. And AAW Pro Wrestling Defined presents Hostile Attention from the Eagles Club, 6309 West 26th Street in Berwyn, Illinois, 60402. Doors open at 7. Bell time is 7:45. Tickets are $13 each. Front row seats are sold out. In the first round of the Allegiance Tournament, ACH will team up with Matt Cage to take on the team of Jimmy Jacobs and Silas Young. Ryan Braz will team up with Heidi Lovelace to take on Eddie Kingston, Alex Colon. Louis London and Marion Fontaine will compete against Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne. Also, in non-tournament action, for the AAW Heavyweight Championship, the Shug, Shane Hollister, will take on Eric Cannon. And in singles action, Merrick Brave will take on Christian Rose. Also, the ladies will be in action as the Tormentor Soul Mischief, Jessica Havoc, Christina Von Airy, Heather Patera, and Soraya Knight will also be in attendance. To learn more about AAW Pro Wrestling Defined, you can check them out on Twitter at AAW Pro or follow them online at aawrestling.com. That's AAW's Hostile Intentions. Friday, October 18th from the Berwyn Eagles Club, 6309 West 26th Street, Berwyn, Illinois, 60402. And do remember, all cards are subject to change. I'll have more cards to promote later on the show. Right now, I'm going to take it back to John and Philip as we continue our discussion here on our WCC All Independent show. And, gentlemen, one of the other things I always wondered was, do you ever have fans, like myself, I kind of do this with a couple of people that I've had the pleasure of following. Have you ever had fans review for, your wrestlers and, review your shows and stuff like that?
Can you repeat that question?
The question was, have you ever had fans, review your shows and review, matches involving your wrestlers and, even to, tell the wrestlers what spots they liked in or what stuff to, give them feedback?
Well, for us, we encourage that as much as we can through Facebook and through our website at coverypro.com. We like getting feedback from the fans. We don't have anybody specifically picked out, but if any of the fans have a question or comments or suggestions or even just observations that they'd like to share, they're more than welcome to contact us through our website and or even through our emails and through Facebook and let us know.
Yeah, fan feedback is extremely important to me because they're the ones making up your shows. So anytime I was listening to a fan about some people will go like, oh, fans don't know nothing, but the thing is, they're the ones that's the reason you're having a show. So I believe feedback is very important from the fans.
Yeah, I mean, they're the ones paying for the tickets. They're keeping us in business, and that's and so it's important to listen to the fans, and you like everything else, you hear it and you respond to it, and then whether or not you do what they want, that's up to our head promoter, Cody Covey of Covey Promotions, and that's but it's important to listen to what the fans want.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and then because one of the things I always felt is I felt especially with indie wrestlers is that you got to know how to gauge your audience, and one way is if you know somebody's been paying attention, it's and if it's somebody who really knows what quality matches are, it's I would tell, okay, maybe here's where you speed up, maybe here's where you slow down, or maybe here's the part where maybe you turn to the crowd and it's let's get the crowd going up in here, because one of the things I always noticed was if you lose a crowd, that's the match for you.
Right. I agree with that. I just it's the matter of the wrestlers listening and seeing what is seeing if the crowd is into what they're doing and so forth. It's one of those things that you just have to do on the fly as far as that goes. And you don't want a dead crowd. A dead crowd's too hard to get back up.
Oh yeah, I've seen that several times where wrestlers they weren't going quick enough, or they were going too slow, and they were losing the crowd pretty quick, and people just you could hear crickets, and you got to pay attention to what the fans are doing and get them into it as much as you can.
Right, and I agree with that, and that's just something that, and sometimes though the crowd is, will be very loud when you come out, very loud at the end of the match, but during the match, they're intense. They're just, there's like maybe a quarter of the crowd jumping up and down, and the rest just kind of sitting and staring and watching the action. But you just got to know how to play to the crowd.
Yeah, and every crowd's different, so you got to adapt to it.
Right, and every crowd is different. Correct.
Yeah, and then one of the extra things there is when you get that fan feedback, it's like usually you do, because actually one of the things I talked about was I was with the one team and I was I actually wound up coming up with that name because I just took their gimmick and it was just I asked them if they had a name for their move yet, and it was just well, y'all know, since y'all call yourself this, how about yeah, and then I just played off their team name and just came up with the finisher. It's yeah, I figured sometimes, it's amazing how fans and wrestlers kind of play off each other, because it's we often, if anything, we often give each other ideas and stuff, because because the fans can sometimes actually help a wrestler with their come up with a missing ingredient at times.
Right. Right, I would agree with that. And that's one of the things about something that you do, and for our case in Berkeley Springs might not draw the same reaction that you get when you do it down in Charleston or up in Altoona. It's just and like it was said before, that every crowd seems to be different and seems to be motivated by different moves and different sets and so forth.
And what's funny is crowd could be triggered by the most smallest thing. Because I remember one guy came out with long hair, and they started calling him Ponytail after that. And it's just something simple like that can make a fan start something like that.
Yeah, and then just one final thing before we go off, it's just how important is as we approach 2014, what do you think really needs to happen for independent wrestling to really go to the next level?
Oh, in my opinion, pretty much get off your butt and start promoting, because half the time you'll have some people have a show in a certain town, and this happened too many times, and there was somebody across the street from that building won't even know that event is happening. And that's, like I was saying, you can have the biggest star in wrestling there, but nobody knows he's there, they're not going to show up. So I think promoting itself, shows and promotions and all that would be a big help and make independent wrestling get back on the map a little bit.
Right, and I would agree with you. It just takes a lot of hard work. It seems to me that there has been some independent promotions around the country. It's not just indicative to West Virginia, but around the country that don't really put in the efforts to go out and do the flyering and the postering and the meet and greets around town and anything that they can do to spread the show. And one of the first things that I was told during training is hey, the show's only going to be as big as you guys want it to be, and that's going to be shown by flyering and postering the area and the radio spots and social media and stuff. So you got to start talking everything up. And if you don't want any crowd there, then don't, then you're not going to do anything. But if you want a big crowd, then you got to go out and do the work. And a lot of people or promotions aren't engaged in doing the hard work that it takes to put on a big show. Because it does take a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. But when you come through the curtains and there's 500 500 screaming fans, then you know that it pays off, and that's what you want.
All right. Well, I just want to say that hopefully like shoes, and hopefully like fans like myself will keep having you guys back on shows like this, so you guys can keep having an extra outlet to voice yourself and promote your shows and promote your companies, because that's one of the key things that I think that's missing is that. And hopefully I gave you guys an opportunity to come back to do that now, and hopefully keep coming back in the future, because I think one of the things that really hurts the independent scene is that there aren't enough national shows, because one of the things I wanted to do with the WCC Ring Rockers show is that I wanted to get that whole graph where you're going, oh, this the guy's taking California all the way to Florida. He's going up to Massachusetts and over to Minnesota and all in between or whatever, because I felt that was one of the major things that can really be a big help to people who don't want to just stay in the territory.
Right. Well, it's difficult to break into a new town, and difficulty is not a true obstacle, but it is one of those things that prevents a lot of independent shows from going from, like in our case, from Berkeley Springs to Tallahassee and then out to North Carolina and so forth, because it's hard to take that gamble of investment of time and money, and then to still have, and then to have a show with 20 people show up, but you busted your cans and you got all your boys down there working and so forth, and it's just one of those difficult decisions on a gamble, on whether you're going to take the gamble or not.
All right. Yeah, and and then one of the one of the things that I've always noticed, because it was at one point we were kind of getting, at one point in time, independent wrestling was kind of getting there, and then for some reason, I don't know what, we just fell off. And then next thing you know, the indie scene just totally got away from going national or something.
I'll tell you, part of that problem is it's just too many people want to worry about promoters and bookers about getting themselves over, and they'll book guys, like we were saying earlier, that came off the street, and guys that look in worse shape than I do, and you can't really go national with something like that, because honestly nobody's going to want to see it, and too many people are actually proud and happy that they're drawing a crowd of 20, because, hey, they don't care because they've booked itself the title 20 times on themselves. So,
yeah. Real quickly, I just also want to throw in before I take care of the rest of my promos and stuff. Real quick, John, can you tell us where we can follow Covey Pro Wrestling?
Oh, absolutely. We're aired every Saturday night on WJAL, which is a regional broadcast for Comcast as well as Dish Network. We're also on LATV every Saturday afternoon. But you can also follow us through our website by clicking on the link of Covey Pro TV, because after the show airs on Saturday night, we move the show right onto YouTube so that everybody can enjoy it, and that's again on our Covey Pro TV channel on YouTube. So we've got many different ways to see our show, and then some of our wrestlers have their own YouTube channels. So if you know of an individual wrestler you'd like to follow, they generally will put their matches up on YouTube on their own channels.
And of course, you guys are also on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Oh, of course, yes. We're on Facebook and we have Facebook and Twitter, as well as YouTube, and again television.
All right.
Yeah, we're just looking. We're trying to expand our business and continue through hard work and perseverance. We're just continuing to grow our business.
Yep. Oh, by the way, just for the record, and for those who don't know, their Twitter is @CoveyPro, correct?
Excuse me. Yes, it's @CoveyPro, and that's our Twitter account. And then a lot of our wrestlers have Twitter accounts as well. By the way, we are also on the Dynasty Sports Empire through their Fantasy Wrestling League. So that's a good way to contact Covey Pro Wrestling as well, and to see what's going on with some of our wrestlers. And of course, again, YouTube, we're at the Covey Pro TV. That's our channel on YouTube, and all over Facebook and Twitter.
All right, Philip.
Yes, sir. Hello?
Is this Philip?
Hello? Yes. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hey, Philip.
Yeah, Philip, I don't know what happened to Reese.
I guess he might have had a bad
yeah, I guess.
Sorry about that, everybody. Philip.
Yes, sir.
Are you still? Yeah, Philip. Can you tell everybody? You said you. Yeah. Can you tell us who you announced? Tell everybody who you announced for.
Right now, I'm kind of taking a break for at the moment, but I've done Pro Wrestling Ego, Wrestling All-Star Revolution, and did a show in Alabama once, the Wrestling Experience, and yeah, those are the main ones I do.
All right.
Or have done.
All right. All right, and thanks. As always, you can also find Philip on Facebook. Well, Phil, do you have a Twitter by any chance?
I do, but the thing is, I barely use it. So the best way to get a hold of me is Facebook.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, gentlemen. And I just want to say that next week's going to be a really, really hard show because before I do, before I actually promote next week's show, I do want to tell you that that our next all independent show will be Wednesday, November 13th. So, gentlemen, I would love to have you back on that show as well. Love to have you back on that show, and definitely want to hear how the turnout at Covey Pro on the November 9th turned out, John, if we can.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Just send me the info.
All right. Yeah, I will definitely invite you back, Philip. You'll definitely be invited to that as well. So, So I remember that November 13th will be my next all-independent show. But next week for our audience, it's going to be a tough one because I know, especially for those of us who are in the East Coast, because can you believe it's almost been a year since Superstorm Sandy hit? And I know it definitely affected pro wrestling here on the East Coast, and probably may have affected some of you guys as well. Well, yeah, because I know if you had wrestlers who were actually on the coast and you had them for a show and then they couldn't make it, that kind of set you on a scramble. So, yes, I just want to let everybody know that next week we're going to take a special look at how Sandy affected the pro wrestling scene. Because that'll be next week, and I'll be back on at normal time, which will be 10 Eastern. But I want to thank one more time Big John Green of Covey Pro and Philip Cersei, my special guests. Also, Billy Blaze from Vendetta Pro Wrestling. Thank you very much. And don't forget, you guys can check out Vendetta Pro at Twitter at vendettaprowrestling.com. And don't forget, they are part of a joint production. I'm going to run through all of my cards one more time as we get ready to go off the air here. And I want to start with that Vendetta Pro card. It is also in association with Apex Pro Wrestling. They'll be Saturday the 19th, from the Pop Cometa Dome over there at Huntington Park. And thanks for Billy for updating the card for me. This will be a big 10-man tag featuring SoCal Crazy, Ryan Taylor, the Von Dooms, and the Cedric the Hitman from Team Apex, taking on Billy Blaze, Eric Watt, the Ballot Brothers, and Mike Menace from Team Vendetta. Also, Ricky Ruff and JJ Steele and Sexy Chino from Team Vendetta will take Jacob Diaz, Jacob Terrasso, and Mondo Vegas from Team Apex in a 6-man tag. Again, for the Apex Tag Team title, the Suburban Commandos will defend against Vendetta Pro's Tag Team The Creep Show. And then Katana Vera and Tara Calloway will take on Raze and Hudson Envy. And we'll also have 3 triple threat match between Little Cholo and B-Boy of Vendetta Pro against Apex star Willie Mack. Peter Avalon from Apex taking on Vendetta's Tyler Bateman, and Tsunami from Vendetta will take on Freddie Bravo of Apex. Now remember, that will be, the name of the show is Versus. It is presented by Apex Pro and Vendetta Pro Wrestling. It will take place Saturday, October 19th from the Poppy Pineda Dome, 7962 Salt Lake Avenue, Huntington Park, California, 90255. And remember, that has a 6 p.m. bell time. Adults, your tickets $10. Kids over 5, your tickets are worth $3. Also on the call. Also, United Wrestling Entertainment presents Showdown 4 from the Sequoia High School Gym, 1709 South Muskogee Avenue, Talakwa, Oklahoma, 74464. Doors open 5:30, bell time 6 p.m. Tickets for this event are $5. Remember, current Sequoia High students, you can get in free with your school ID. In the main event, in the 60-minute Ironman match for the UWE Heavyweight Championship, we have Anarchy defending against Jonathan Cross. In a make-or-break match for the U.S. Heavyweight title, Tim Rockwell will defend against Kid Crazy. In a TLC match for the UWE Tag Team title, Nasty Flag will defend against the KC Wolves. In a Total Turmoil match, American-made, Ecstatic, King Benjamin, Kyle Everlast, Clint Cassie, Aaron Anders, Brett Stock, and Spike Lopez will compete. Now, here's how this match will work. All of these men will compete in a 15-minute scramble. The man who earns the final decision at the end of those 15 minutes will receive a shot at any title that he wants at any time that he wants. So that could get very interesting. And also on the card, we have the Mercenary going one-on-one with Jack Sinister. We have Fuel taking on Justin Dynamite. And in a 6-person tag team match, American-made, referee Steve-O and Brittany Fox will take on the team of Rolling Thunder, Kyle Everlast, and Misty. And this event will be hosted by Sequoia High Zone graduate and current UW superstar Brandon Walker. To learn more about United Wrestling Entertainment, check them out at uwe09.com. That's United Wrestling Entertainment presents Showdown 4 from the Sequoia High School Gym, 1709 South Muskogee Avenue, Tahlequah, Oklahoma, 74464. And ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, that event will take place in the old gym. Also, Prairie Wrestling Alliance will present Invasion from the Century Casino Showroom, 1010 42nd Avenue, Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, T2G1Z4. Doors to open at 7, bell time is 7:30. Tickets for this event are $17 in advance, $20 at the door for adults. Kids, your tickets will be $12 in advance, $15 at the door. To call for advance tickets, you can actually call the casino at 403-287-1183. In the main event, it's the 7th and final match of the Best of 7 series for the PWF Mayhem and Esteemed Championships. This match will be a 60-minute Iron Man match between champion Brandon Van Danielson and challenger Michael Richard Blaze. Also on the card, PWA Heavyweight Champion, the Alpha Wolf, Andy Anderson, will go one-on-one with Azrael. The Canadian Tag Team Champions, Team Hall of Fame, Chris Steele and Dick Durango, will compete against the Killer D's, Hollywood Dusty Adonis and Dylan Knight. Sheik Akbar Shabazz will go one-on-one with the Richie Rage. Derek Cross will be in singles action against Mike Peterson, and Priest will go one-on-one with Saxon Huxley. To learn more about Prairie Wrestling Alliance, you can check them out at pwawrestling.ca or follow them on Twitter at pwawrestlingca. That's Prairie Wrestling Alliance Invasion, Saturday, October 19th, from the Century Casino Showroom, 1010 42nd Avenue Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, T2G1Z4. Also, Peach 8 Wrestling Alliance presents wrestling action at the VFW Fairgrounds, 1625 Bankhead Highway, Carrollton, Georgia, 30116. Doors open at 6 p.m., bell time is 7 p.m. For ticket information, call 770-328-1162 or 770-328-2251. Or you can email them at pwafanbase@yahoo.com. In the first round of the tournament to crown new PWA Tag Team Champions, opening round matches will feature the Double Dragons taking on the team of Rick Michaels and Nigel Sherrod. The winner of that match will take on the winner of Brian Blaze and De La Vega competing against the French Fantastiques, the Jean-Pierre Royer and the French sensation Romeo. In the other bracket, Drew Adler and Zach Edwards will team up to take on BFF, the team of adorable Anthony Andrews and marvelous Michael Stevens. The winner of that match will take on the winner of Hot Commodity, Stevie Suave and Tommy Pennarelli, and the Empire, Shane Marks and Cassidy Kincaid. In non-tournament action, Simon Sermon will defend the PWA Heritage title against Georgia Junior Heavyweight Champion Zach Daniels. And in a mixed handicap match, Mike Jackson will compete against Ace and Amy Haven. To learn more about Peach State Wrestling, you can follow them at PeachStateWrestlingAlliance.com. That's Peach State Wrestling Alliance, Saturday, October 19th from the VFW Fairgrounds, 1625 Bankhead Highway, Carrollton, Georgia, 30116. Also, Pure Pro Wrestling presents Fright Night from the Pelham Community Center, 161 Community Center Road, P.O. Box 221, Pelham, North Carolina, 27311. Bell time for this event, 7:30 p.m. All tickets are worth $10. Kids 6 and under, you get in for free. And do remember, there will be door prizes, Halloween candy, and a costume contest for the kids, so make sure you guys check that out. In action for the Pure Pro Heavyweight Championship, Handsome Jimmy Love will defend against the New Era, Jimmy Parker. Also, in action, Pure Pro Tag Team Champions, the Just Us League. Scrapyard Dog will be in action. Jason, The Fugitive, Rolling Thunder, Corey Duncombe, Ooga Booga, The Assassins, Colonel Spud Wade, Konnichiwa, Kozone, and the debuting Sons of Salem. And this event will be sponsored by Kenny's Body Shop and Commerce Street, Party Palooza on Holt Garrison Parkway, and Danville Family Homes on Jonas Drive, all in Danville, Virginia. Remember, that's Pure Pro Wrestling's Fright Night, Saturday, October 19th, from the Pelham Community Center, 161 Community Center Road, P.O. Box 221, Pelham, North Carolina, 27311. Shimmer will have a two-day event at the Berwyn Eagles Club. They will have a Saturday show at 2 p.m., Sunday show at 1 p.m. Tickets for this event are $30 for each show. If you want the weekend package, obviously it would be worth $60. Competing on both cards, Shimmer champion Cheerleader Melissa, Tag Team champions Kelly Slater and Tomoko Nakagawa, the Global Green Gangsters. Also, Madison Eagles will be on the card. Jessica Avick, Soraya Knight, Mercedes Martinez, Your Soul's Tormentor Mischief, Christina Von Airy, Cherry Bomb, Taylor Maiden, Allison Kay, a.k.a. Maiden Sin. Sassy Steffi will be on the card. Nikki Storm, the Canadian Ninjas, Nicole Matthews and Portia Perez. Timber Lee will be on. Miss Natural, Nevea, Data Scott, Mia Santana Garrett, Thunder Kitty, Heidi Lovely, Hikaru Shida, Lisa Badles, the world famous Kana, Ayoko Hamada, and more. To learn more about Shimmer, you can follow them on Twitter at Shimmer Women, or follow them online at shimmerwrestling.com. That's Shimmer Wrestling, Saturday, October 19th, and this Sunday, October 20th, from the Berwyn Eagles Club. That address one more time is 6309 West 26th Street, Berwyn, Illinois, 60402. Remember, the Saturday show will be at 2 p.m. The Sunday show will be at 1 p.m. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Remember, all cards are indeed subject to change. That's our show for this evening. I am Rocky Gorgeous. Make sure you guys also keep tuned with all the WCC programs, Uncensored every Monday after Raw, Overload every Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. Ring Rockers will be back at normal time next week, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And then sex battles will be proceeded after that. And then Thursdays we have Impact, which will be, or the TNA Recipe, which will be 30 minutes after Impact. And then Fridays we have the WCC main event, which will be 30 minutes after SmackDown. And of course, don't forget, we are on YouTube at Spawn 200113, DXR 420, and WCC Live 24/7. You can also follow Wrestling Commentary Central on Facebook. You can also check out our WCC Live page on there as well, and our WCC International Wrestling Promotions 24/7. If you are an independent wrestler or promoter or referee or whatever, and you want to promote your company. And don't forget, check us out on Twitter at WCC Live. That's our show for today. I am Rockin' Reese, and thanks for tuning in to the show where the music and the wrestling talk never stops. WCC Ring Rockers. Don't forget next week's show, we will be taking a look at how Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy, affected the pro wrestling scene 1 year later. And don't forget, our next All Indy show will be Wednesday, November 13th. Until then, keep on rocking, everybody. Buddy, I am Rockin' Reese. That's our show. We will see you later.